Maria sat in the small apartment in Mexico City. She looked at the old photograph in her hands. It was a picture of her mother, smiling in front of a beautiful house with palm trees. The house was in Los Angeles. "One day I will go there," Maria whispered to herself. "One day I will have a better life." Maria was 25 years old. She worked in a small restaurant, washing dishes every day. She woke up at 5 in the morning and came home at 10 at night. She was always tired. Her hands were red and rough from the hot water and soap. But Maria had a dream. She wanted to go to Los Angeles. She wanted to learn English. She wanted to have a good job and help her family. Every night, Maria saved a little money. She put the coins and small bills in a blue box under her bed. After 2 years of saving, she finally had enough money for the bus ticket to the border. "Mama," Maria said to her mother one evening, "I am going to Los Angeles." Her mother's eyes filled with tears. "It is dangerous, my daughter. The journey is long and difficult." "I know, Mama," Maria said, holding her mother's hands, "but I must try. I want to give you a better life. I want to send you money so you don't have to work so hard." Her mother hugged her tightly. "Then go, my brave daughter. Go and make your dreams come true. But promise me you will be careful." "I promise, Mama," Maria said. The bus ride to the border took 3 days. Maria sat by the window and watched the landscape change. Mountains became deserts. Small villages became bigger towns. Her heart beat faster with every mile. At the border, Maria met other people who also wanted to cross to the United States. There was an old man named Roberto, a young couple with a baby, and 3 teenage boys traveling alone. "The crossing is dangerous," Roberto told her. "We must walk through the desert for 2 days. There are snakes and scorpions. The sun is very hot during the day, and the nights are very cold." Maria was scared, but she didn't turn back. She thought about her mother. She thought about her dream. They started walking at midnight. The moon was bright, and the desert looked silver and mysterious. Maria carried a small backpack with water, bread, and an extra shirt. She wore her most comfortable shoes, but after a few hours her feet started to hurt. The group walked and walked. When the sun came up, the heat was terrible. Maria's throat was dry. Her lips cracked. But she kept walking. On the second night, they finally crossed the border. They were in California. They were in America. A truck was waiting for them. The driver, a man with a dark hat covering his face, told them to get in the back. 20 people crowded into the small space. It was hot and difficult to breathe. Maria closed her eyes and prayed. After what felt like forever, the truck stopped. The door opened and fresh air came in. "Welcome to Los Angeles," the driver said. Maria stepped out of the truck. She looked up and saw tall buildings, bright lights, and busy streets. Cars drove past, honking their horns. People walked quickly on the sidewalks. Everything was moving fast. She was finally here. She was finally in Los Angeles. Maria didn't know anyone in Los Angeles. She had the address of a cousin's friend, Rosa, who lived in a neighborhood called Echo Park. Rosa had agreed to let Maria stay with her for a few days. Maria took the bus, showing the driver the address written on a piece of paper. The bus driver, a kind older woman, nodded and pointed to a seat. "I'll tell you when to get off," she said in Spanish. When Maria arrived at Rosa's apartment, she was surprised. The building was old and needed paint. The stairs creaked when she walked up. Rosa lived in a tiny one-bedroom apartment with her husband and 3 children. Come in," Rosa said warmly. "You can sleep on the couch. It's not much, but you're welcome here." "Thank you so much," Maria said. "I will find work quickly. I won't be a burden." That night, lying on the couch while Rosa's family slept in the bedroom, Maria looked out the window at the Los Angeles skyline. The lights of the city glowed like stars. She felt excited and scared at the same time. The next morning, Maria started looking for work. She walked down the street, going into every restaurant, every shop, every business she could find. "Do you need workers?" she asked in her broken English. Most people shook their heads. Some didn't even look at her. "No papers, no work," they said. But Maria didn't give up. On the third day, she walked into a small Mexican restaurant called La Paloma. The owner, a woman named Carmen, looked at her carefully. "Can you cook?" Carmen asked. "Yes," Maria said. "I can cook very well. My mother taught me." "Can you work hard?" "Yes, I can work very hard." Carmen nodded. "Okay. You start tomorrow. 6 in the morning. I pay you cash every week." Maria felt tears of happiness in her eyes. "Thank you. Thank you so much." Working at La Paloma was hard, but Maria was happy to have a job. She woke up at 5 every morning and walked 30 minutes to the restaurant. She worked 12 hours a day, preparing food, cleaning tables and washing dishes. The other workers at La Paloma were kind. There was Miguel, a young man from Guatemala who made jokes and sang while he worked. There was Lucia, an older woman from El Salvador who treated Maria like a daughter. And there was Pedro, the cook, who taught Maria how to make the restaurant's special dishes. "You're a good worker, Maria," Carmen told her after the first week. "I'm glad you came to my restaurant." Maria smiled. For the first time since arriving in Los Angeles, she felt like she belonged somewhere. But life in Los Angeles was expensive. After paying Rosa for her room and sending money to her mother, Maria had almost nothing left. She ate only one meal a day. She wore the same clothes every day. She walked everywhere to save money on the bus. One day, Lucia noticed that Maria looked very thin and tired. "Maria, are you eating enough?" Lucia asked. Maria tried to smile. "I'm fine." "No, you're not fine," Lucia said firmly. "Come to my house for dinner tonight." No arguing. That evening, Maria went to Lucia's small house. Lucia cooked a big meal. Rice, beans, chicken, and fresh tortillas. Maria ate until her stomach was full. She felt warm and happy. "Thank you, Lucia," Maria said. "You are very kind to me. We immigrants must help each other," Lucia said. "Life here is hard, but together we are strong." Maria wanted to learn English. She knew that with better English, she could get a better job. She could have a better life. One day she saw a sign on a wall. Free English classes for adults. Monday and Wednesday evenings. Community Center. Maria's heart jumped with excitement. Free classes. This was her chance. The following Monday, Maria finished work at 6 and rushed to the community center. She was nervous when she walked into the classroom. There were about 20 other students, all from different countries. Mexico, El Salvador, Guatemala, Korea, Vietnam, China, and Russia. The teacher, a young American woman named Sarah, smiled warmly. "Welcome. Please sit down. Don't be shy." Maria sat in the back row, feeling embarrassed about her clothes and her smell from working in the restaurant all day. But Sarah didn't seem to notice or care. "Let's start with introductions," Sarah said. "My name is Sarah. What is your name?" One by one, the students said their names. When it was Maria's turn, her voice shook. "And my name is Maria." "Beautiful name," Sarah said. "Where are you from, Maria?" I am from Mexico City." "Wonderful. Welcome to the class, Maria." The class was 2 hours long. Sarah taught them basic words and phrases. "Hello." "Goodbye." "Please." "Thank you." "How are you?" "I am fine." Maria wrote everything in a small notebook. She repeated the words quietly to herself. She wanted to remember everything. After class, Sarah stopped Maria at the door. "Maria, you're a good student. I can see you're really trying. Keep coming to class, and your English will improve quickly." Maria felt proud. "Thank you, Teacher Sarah. I will come every Monday and Wednesday." And she did. No matter how tired she was from work, Maria went to English class. She studied on the bus. She practiced with Miguel and Lucia at the restaurant. She wrote new words on her arms so she could look at them during the day. Slowly, her English got better. At the English class, Maria met a woman named Ana. Ana was from Guatemala and had been in Los Angeles for 3 years. She spoke English better than Maria and worked as a housekeeper for rich families. "The work is good," Ana told Maria. "They pay better than restaurants." And you learn English because the family speak English to you. Really? Maria asked, interested. Yes, Anna said. Actually, one of my families needs a new housekeeper. The old one went back to Guatemala. Do you want to try? Maria's heart beat fast. Yes. Yes, I want to try. Anna smiled. Okay. I'll tell them about you. But you need to speak some English. And you need to work very hard. These people are very particular. Everything must be perfect. I can do it, Maria said. I'm not afraid of hard work. The next week, Anna took Maria to meet the family. They lived in Beverly Hills, in a huge house with a swimming pool and a beautiful garden. Maria had never seen such a big, beautiful house. The family's name was Johnson. Mrs. Johnson was a tall, elegant woman with blonde hair and expensive clothes. She looked at Maria carefully. Do you have experience cleaning houses? Mrs. Johnson asked. Yes, Maria said, trying to use her best English. I clean very good. I work very hard. Mrs. Johnson nodded. Can you start on Monday? Yes, Maria said, trying not to sound too excited. The pay is $100 a day. You work from 8 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. You clean the house, do the laundry, and sometimes cook simple meals. Is that acceptable? Maria quickly calculated in her head. $100 a day was much more than she made at the restaurant. Yes. Is very good. All right, Mrs. Johnson said. Monday at 8. Don't be late. When Maria left the Johnson house, she felt like flying. This was her big chance. This was her opportunity for a better life. Maria's first day at the Johnson house was overwhelming. The house had 6 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, a huge kitchen, and a living room bigger than Rose's entire apartment. Everything was white and clean and expensive. Mrs. Johnson showed Maria what to do. You start by dusting all the furniture. Then you vacuum all the floors. Then you clean the bathrooms. Then you do the laundry. Is that clear? Yes, Mrs. Johnson, Maria said. Mrs. Johnson left and Maria started working. She cleaned carefully, making sure everything was perfect. She was afraid to break something. Everything in the house looked expensive. The Johnsons had 2 children. A boy named Jason who was 12 years old, and a girl named Emma who was 9. First they ignored Maria. But after a few days Emma started talking to her. What's your name? Emma asked. My name is Maria. Where are you from? I am from Mexico. Cool, Emma said. Can you speak Spanish? Yes, Spanish is my language. Can you teach me Spanish words? Maria smiled. Yes, I can teach you. From that day, Emma followed Maria around the house, asking questions and learning Spanish words. How do you say dog in Spanish? Perro. How do you say house? Casa. Maria enjoyed teaching Emma. The little girl was sweet and curious. She reminded Maria of her younger sister back in Mexico. Jason was different. He was quiet and spent most of his time in his room playing video games. But one day Maria knocked on his door to clean, and she saw that he looked sad. Are you okay? Maria asked. Jason looked surprised that she cared. I'm fine, he said. But Maria could see he wasn't fine. If you need to talk, I am here, she said in her careful English. Jason looked at her for a moment, then nodded. Thanks. After working for the Johnsons for a month, Maria started to understand that rich people had problems too. The house was beautiful, but the family was not happy. Mr. Johnson worked all the time and was rarely home. When he was home, he was on his phone having business calls. Mrs. Johnson went to the gym, went shopping, and had lunch with friends, but she always looked stressed and unhappy. Jason was lonely and spent all his time playing video games because he had no real friends. Emma was energetic and happy, but she wanted more attention from her parents. One day, Maria was cleaning the kitchen when she heard Mrs. Johnson crying in the next room. She was talking on the phone to a friend. I don't know what to do, Mrs. Johnson said. David works all the time. He's never home. I feel so alone. The kids need their father, but he's always at the office. Maria felt sad for Mrs. Johnson. She had everything: money, a beautiful house, nice clothes, but she wasn't happy. That evening, when Maria was about to leave, Emma ran up to her and hugged her. "I don't want you to go, Maria. You're the nicest person in this house." Maria's heart melted. She hugged Emma back. "I will come back tomorrow," she said. "I promise." Walking to the bus stop, Maria thought about the Johnson family. She thought about her own family in Mexico. They didn't have much money, but they had love. They had each other. Maria realized something important. Money didn't bring happiness. Love and family brought happiness. One rainy Tuesday, something terrible happened. Maria was cleaning the upstairs bathroom when she heard a loud crash and a scream. She ran downstairs and found Emma lying on the floor at the bottom of the stairs. The little girl had slipped and fallen. "Emma!" Maria screamed. She ran to her and saw that Emma's leg was bent at a strange angle. Emma was crying and screaming in pain. Maria's hands shook, but she knew she had to stay calm. She took out her cell phone, a cheap phone she had bought 2 months ago, and called 911. "Help! Please help! Little girl fall downstairs. She hurt. Please come," Maria said in her broken English. "Ma'am, please calm down. What's the address?" the operator asked. Maria gave the address. The operator said, "An ambulance is on the way. Don't move the child. Stay with her." Maria sat next to Emma, holding her hand. "It's okay, Emma. It's okay. Help is coming. You will be okay." Emma cried and cried. "It hurts, Maria. It hurts so much." I know, Maria said, tears running down her face. "But you are very brave. You are my brave girl." The ambulance arrived quickly. The paramedics carefully put Emma on a stretcher and took her to the hospital. Maria went with them, still holding Emma's hand. At the hospital, Maria called Mrs. Johnson. "Mrs. Johnson, Emma fall. We are at hospital. Please come." Mrs. Johnson's voice was panicked. "What? What happened? Is she okay? Please come to hospital," Maria repeated. Mrs. Johnson and Mr. Johnson arrived at the hospital 30 minutes later. They ran to Emma, who was now lying in a hospital bed. The doctor said Emma had broken her leg but would be fine. Mrs. Johnson hugged Maria tightly. "Thank you, Maria. Thank you for taking care of my daughter. Thank you for staying calm and calling for help." Maria felt embarrassed. It's okay. Emma is like my sister. I love her." Mr. Johnson shook Maria's hand. "You're a good person, Maria. We're lucky to have you." After the accident, everything changed. The Johnson family treated Maria differently. They didn't see her as just the housekeeper anymore. They saw her as part of the family. Mrs. Johnson started talking to Maria more. She asked about Maria's life, her family in Mexico, her dreams. She helped Maria with her English, correcting her gently and encouraging her. "You're doing so well, Maria," Mrs. Johnson said. "Your English has improved so much." Mr. Johnson came home earlier from work. He spent more time with his children. One evening, he asked Maria to stay for dinner. "Please, Maria," he said, "eat with us. You're part of this family now." Maria felt shy, but she agreed. During dinner, the whole family talked and laughed. It was nice. It was warm. Felt like home. Jason started talking to Maria more too. One day, he came to her and said, "Maria, can I ask you something?" "Yes, of course," Maria said. "Do you think my parents love me?" Maria's heart hurt for the boy. She sat down next to him. "Jason, your parents love you very, very much. Sometimes adults work hard because they want to give good life to their children. But sometimes they forget that children need time and love more than things." Jason nodded slowly. "I just wish my dad would play video games with me sometimes. Or talk to me." "Tell him," Maria said. "Tell your father how you feel. He will listen." That evening, Jason talked to his father. And his father listened. After that day, Mr. Johnson spent an hour every evening playing video games with Jason or just talking to him. The family was healing. They were becoming closer. And Maria felt happy. She felt like she was helping this family, not just cleaning their house. One day Maria received terrible news. Rosa called her crying. "Maria, the police came. They are looking for people without papers. Many people in our neighborhood were arrested. You must be very careful." Maria's blood turned cold. She was terrified. What if she was arrested? What if they sent her back to Mexico? She had worked so hard to build a life here. Maria became afraid to leave the house. She was afraid to take the bus. She was afraid every time she saw a police car. Mrs. Johnson noticed that Maria seemed scared and nervous. "Maria, what's wrong?" she asked gently. Maria didn't want to say anything. But Mrs. Johnson was kind and persistent. Finally, Maria told her the truth. I don't have papers," Maria whispered, tears filling her eyes. "I am afraid. I don't want to go back to Mexico. I have a job here. I send money to my mother. I am learning English. This is my home now." Mrs. Johnson listened carefully. Then she did something unexpected. She hugged Maria. "Maria, you are a good person. You work hard. You're honest. You take care of my family. I'm going to help you." "Help me?" Maria asked, confused. "Yes," Mrs. Johnson said. "My brother is an immigration lawyer. I'm going to ask him to help you. Maybe we can find a way to get you legal papers." Maria couldn't believe it. You would do that for me?" "Of course," Mrs. Johnson said. "You're part of our family now." Mrs. Johnson's brother Michael was indeed an immigration lawyer. He met with Maria and explained her options. It was complicated and would take time, but there was hope. "I can help you apply for a work visa," Michael said. "The Johnson family can sponsor you as their employee. It's not easy, and it might take a year or two, but it's possible." Maria felt hope for the first time in weeks. "Thank you," she said. "Thank you so much." While waiting for her immigration papers, Maria continued working hard. She continued going to English class. She continued sending money to her mother. But she also started to dream bigger dreams. One day Sarah, her English teacher, pulled her aside after class. "Maria, your English has improved so much. Have you ever thought about taking the GED?" "What is GED?" Maria asked. "It's like a high school diploma," Sarah explained. "With a GED, you can go to community college. You can study and get a better career." Maria's eyes widened. I can go to college." "Yes," Sarah said. "You're smart, Maria. You work hard. You can do anything you want." That night, Maria couldn't sleep. She thought about the possibility of going to college. She had only finished middle school in Mexico. She had always thought that was all the education she would ever have. But now maybe there was more. Maybe she could become something more than a housekeeper. Maybe she could be a nurse or a teacher or a business owner. The next day, Maria told Mrs. Johnson about her dream to get a GED and go to college. Mrs. Johnson smiled warmly. "That's wonderful, Maria. I think you should do it. And I want to help. I'll pay for your GED classes and books." No, Maria protested. "You already do too much for me." "Maria," Mrs. Johnson said firmly, "you've done so much for my family. You saved Emma when she fell. You've helped my children. You've made our house a home. Please, let me help you achieve your dreams." Maria felt tears in her eyes. "Thank you, Mrs. Johnson. Thank you for believing in me." Studying for the GED while working full-time was incredibly hard. Maria woke up at 5 in the morning to study for 2 hours before going to work. After work, she went to her GED prep class 3 evenings a week. On weekends, she studied for hours. She was exhausted all the time. But she didn't give up. The math was especially difficult. Maria had never been good at math, and now she had to learn algebra and geometry. Many nights she cried in frustration, staring at problems she couldn't understand. Jason noticed Maria struggling with her math homework one evening. "Do you need help?" he asked. You can help me?" Maria asked, surprised. "Sure," Jason said. "I'm good at math." From that day, Jason helped Maria with her math homework every evening. It was a strange friendship, a 12-year-old boy helping a 27-year-old woman with her studies. But it worked. "You're getting better, Maria. Jason said after a few weeks. You just needed someone to explain it differently. Maria hugged Jason. Thank you, Jason. You are a very good teacher. The writing portion of the GED was also challenging because Maria had to write essays in English. But Sarah helped her practice. Mrs. Johnson read her essays and gave her feedback. The whole family supported Maria's dream. The day of the GED test finally arrived. Maria was so nervous she could barely eat breakfast. Her hands shook as she got ready. Mrs. Johnson drove her to the testing center. You're going to do great, Maria, she said. We believe in you. Emma had made Maria a good luck card. Jason had given her his lucky pencil. Even Mr. Johnson had wished her good luck that morning. The test took 5 hours. Maria felt her brain getting tired, but she pushed through. She thought about her mother in Mexico. She thought about all the people who had helped her. Rosa, Carmen, Lucia, Anna, Sarah, and the Johnson family. She thought about herself. How far she had come from that scared girl who crossed the desert 2 years ago. When the test was finally over, Maria walked out of the testing center completely exhausted but proud. She had done her best. 6 weeks later, the results arrived in the mail. Maria's hand shook as she opened the envelope. She had passed. She had passed all 5 sections of the GED. Maria screamed with joy. She called her mother in Mexico, crying happy tears. Her mother cried too. I'm so proud of you, my daughter. So proud. She called everyone who had helped her. They all celebrated her success. The Johnson family threw a party for Maria. They invited her friends from English class, her co-workers from La Paloma, and even her immigration lawyer, Michael. A toast to Maria, Mr. Johnson said, raising his glass. To a strong, determined woman who never gave up on her dreams. Everyone cheered. Maria looked around the room at all these people who had become her family. She felt overwhelmed with gratitude and love. With her GED in hand, Maria enrolled in community college. She decided to study nursing. She wanted to help people just like the people who had helped her. Going to college while working was difficult, but Maria managed. Mrs. Johnson adjusted Maria's work schedule so she could attend classes. Maria worked part-time for the Johnsons and studied the rest of the time. The first day of college was intimidating. Maria was older than most of the other students. Her English still wasn't perfect, but she walked into that classroom with her head held high. Her nursing classes were challenging. She studied anatomy, biology, and chemistry. She learned how to take blood pressure, give injections, and care for patients. It was hard, but it was also exciting. 2 years passed quickly. Maria worked hard, studied hard, and never gave up. During those 2 years, her immigration case also progressed. Thanks to Michael's help and the Johnson family's sponsorship, Maria finally received her work permit. She was legal now. She could stay in America without fear. When Maria held that work permit in her hands, she cried. This small piece of paper meant safety, meant freedom, meant belonging. 3 years after starting community college, Maria stood in a long blue gown, wearing a square cap, waiting to walk across the stage and receive her nursing degree. In the audience sat her mother, who had flown from Mexico City for the first time in her life. Next to her mother sat the entire Johnson family, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, Jason, now 15, and Emma, now 12. Rosa was there with her family. Carmen and the workers from La Paloma were there. Lucia was there, crying with pride. Anna was there, cheering loudly. Sarah, her English teacher, was there too, smiling proudly. When Maria's name was called, Maria Elena Hernandez, she walked across that stage with tears streaming down her face. She received her diploma and looked out at all the people who had helped her, who had believed in her, who had loved her. After the ceremony, Maria's mother hugged her tightly. I'm so proud of you, Mija. So proud. You did it. You achieved your dream. We did it, Mama, Maria said. I couldn't have done it without you, without everyone here. Mrs. Johnson hugged Maria next. You're an inspiration, Maria. You've taught my children that with hard work and determination, anything is possible. Emma, now almost a teenager, hugged Maria tightly. You're my hero, Maria. When I grow up, I want to be strong like you. Jason, now taller than Maria, smiled proudly. Congratulations, Maria. You worked harder than anyone I know. Maria got her first job as a registered nurse at a hospital in Los Angeles. She worked in the emergency room helping people who were sick and injured. She loved her job. Every day she helped patients and made them feel better. She remembered how scared and alone she had felt when she first arrived in Los Angeles. Now she helped other immigrants who came to the emergency room feeling scared and alone. She spoke to them in Spanish. She held their hands. She told them, "Everything will be okay. You are safe here." Maria saved money and moved into her own small apartment. It wasn't much, just a studio, but it was hers. She bought furniture from second-hand stores and made it cozy and comfortable. She brought her mother to visit Los Angeles several times a year. She sent money home every month to help her family. She helped her younger sister pay for university in Mexico. Maria continued her friendship with the Johnson family. Emma was now in high school and came to Maria for advice about boys in school and life. Jason was in college studying computer science. Mr. and Mrs. Johnson had become like second parents to Maria. On weekends, Maria volunteered at the community center where she had first learned English. She taught English classes to new immigrants just like Sarah had taught her. "Don't give up," she told her students. "I know it's hard. I know you're tired. I know you're scared. But you can do it. I believe in you." She saw herself in each of their faces, scared, hopeful, determined. 5 years after graduating from nursing school, Maria stood in front of a different kind of audience. She had been invited to speak at the community center's annual event for immigrants. She looked out at the crowd, hundreds of people from all over the world who had come to Los Angeles looking for a better life, just like she had. "My name is Maria," she began in clear, confident English. "10 years ago, I crossed the desert from Mexico with nothing but a dream and $50 in my pocket. I was scared. I was alone. I didn't speak English. I didn't know anyone. But I found people who helped me, people who believed in me, people who gave me chances when I didn't think I deserved them. I worked as a dishwasher. I cleaned houses. I studied while everyone else was sleeping. I cried many nights thinking I couldn't do it. But I didn't give up. And now I am a nurse. I own my own apartment. I help my family in Mexico. I have a wonderful life here in Los Angeles. I'm telling you my story because I want you to know. It's possible. Your dreams are possible. Yes, it will be hard. Yes, you will want to give up sometimes. But don't. Keep going. Keep believing. Keep working. And help each other. We immigrants must support each other. When you succeed, help someone else succeed. That's how we build a better community. That's how we build a better world." The audience stood up and applauded. Many people were crying, including Maria. After her speech, dozens of people came up to her, thanking her, hugging her, telling her their stories. An old woman held Maria's hand and said, "Thank you for giving me hope. I thought I was too old to learn English, too old to make a new life. But if you did it, maybe I can too." Maria smiled and squeezed the woman's hand. "You can do it. I know you can." Epilogue. Home. That night, Maria stood on the balcony of her apartment, looking out at the Los Angeles skyline. The lights of the city glowed against the dark sky, just like they had that first night 10 years ago. But everything was different now. She wasn't scared anymore. She wasn't alone. She had family. Her blood family in Mexico and her chosen family here in Los Angeles. She had a career she loved. She had a home. Maria thought about that young girl who had crossed the desert with nothing but a dream. She wanted to tell that girl, "It's going to be okay. It's going to be hard, but it's going to be worth it. You're going to make it." She thought about her mother, who had let her daughter go on a dangerous journey because she believed in her dreams. She thought about all the people who had helped her along the way. Rosa, who gave her a place to sleep. Carmen, who gave her her first job. Lucia, who fed her when she was hungry. Anna, who introduced her to the Johnsons. The Johnson family, who became like family to her. Sarah, who taught her English. Jason, who helped her with math. Emma, who reminded her what pure love looks like. Maria realized that her success wasn't just her own. It belonged to all these people. They had all built her dream together. The phone rang. It was her mother calling from Mexico. Hola, mama, Maria said in Spanish. Hola, mi amor. How are you? I'm good, mama. I'm really good. I'm proud of you, daughter. I always knew you would do great things. I love you, mama. I love you too. Come visit soon. I will. I promise. After hanging up, Maria looked at the photo on her wall, the same old photograph of her mother standing in front of a house with palm trees in Los Angeles. The photograph that had inspired her dream 10 years ago. She smiled. She had done it. She had come to Los Angeles. She had built a new life. She had achieved her dream. But more than that, she had found something she didn't know she was looking for. She had found herself. She had found her strength. She had found her voice. She had found her home. Los Angeles wasn't just a city anymore. It was where her heart lived. It was where she belonged. Maria whispered to herself, just like she had whispered in that small apartment in Mexico City 10 years ago. I did it. I really did it. And she had. Against all odds, through all the challenges, across all the miles, she had made her dream come true. Welcome to Los Angeles, Maria. Welcome home. Now that you've seen the whole story, we would really appreciate it if you rate it from 1 to 10 in the comments. Your thoughts help us improve and make sure we bring you the kind of stories you truly enjoy.